Welcome back, everybody, to our playthrough of Blueprints. We are running back onto day 55. We've already grabbed our allowance and kicked off our tool shed in the side yard. We spent a good portion of last stream kind of taking our time through the house and following up on a majority of like the books and other notes that we had not missed but haven't documented properly. So last stream I was just coming off of a convention, so I was pretty worn out. So it was a pretty mellow stream. This stream I feel like we might be able to go for a little longer. Definitely have the energy today, but I don't have a plan necessarily. We're gonna kind of see where it takes us and what new questions come about. I guess we'll do pantry. I don't want to dead end us just yet. I do want to play around with the Black Bridge Grotto. We are looking for, because it's not the same password as the rest of the house. The house has the password Swang Song for all the computers. The Black Bridge Grotto, I believe, is a different password. And I do think we found out what it was. I just didn't take good enough notes. But I think it's in the servants' quarters, are the clues for that. But we want to find the microchips for that. And there's also the riddle of room 46, which will tell us where the rest of those remaining crescent door keys are. But in order to get that, the only other one I'm sure of is the clock tower, but we haven't found the puzzle in the clock tower yet, so I do want to play around with that if we get it. We've 2 out of, I think, the 8 keys that we need. We're gonna pop a break room. Now, the math puzzle was stumping me last stream because they changed it up even further a little bit more. They added in a new symbol to the center, which I'm not sure if it's supposed to be the square root of. Because the square is like, like if it's, 3, it'd be 3 times 3. You square the whatever number it's pointing to, but that's not the square, that's a diamond. So I'm not sure if that's like maybe divided by itself. Is it? Anyways, let's see. 20 plus 1 is 21. So 30, but then it'd be 31, right? So that's what I mean. That's quite strange. Would it be... I'm going to have to maybe check the classrooms because, yeah, I'm going to have to check the classrooms because I'm not quite sure what that symbol means. Which, feels lame to just step away from it, but I don't think I'm going to figure it out just by slamming my head against it. So I'm going to have to review the math room in the classrooms, which I think is room, like, 2 or 3, I think was the clues to the math puzzles. We got plenty of gems. Let's do a commissary in case we get anything good. I'll definitely take a shovel. Those have been... Oh, are you kidding me? Oh, no, I have a key card. We used the break room last time. I was almost crushed there for a second. Let's pop another den and get a gem. Hallway is basically the same, but I don't want to have too many hallways tomorrow. Thank goodness for the sledgehammer. Oh, excellent. We got 4 gems. Yeah, let's go... Let's use our 1 key. Ooh, morning room is great, but that's going to be a dead end. Ooh. Well, that's only if I have a mechanic room, I think. Because I was going to say I could use the wrench to rotate them, but I think that's only if I'm in a mechanic's room. So, you know what? Yeah, we're going to do a morning room, because we can just go to the other door in the den, because morning room will set us up for tomorrow, and there's usually a couple items in the morning room, too. And I do like the rabbit's foot. It's not a bad pull. That'll set us up for tomorrow as well. But, okay, that's locked, so we're going to have to head back, which is a bit of a shame. But we do have extra steps from the sauna, so it's not a huge detriment to us. I know there's probably keys behind that billboard. Not billboard, the dartboard. But... Okay, we'll do storeroom. Like I said, I'm not going to bash my head against that puzzle if I'm not even certain what the order of operations is for that symbol. Ooh, secret garden key. That's quite nice. We do now know that the secret garden can open both the left and right side of the antechamber, so we don't even need to worry about the Great Hall anymore. And the Great Hall is always a bit of a risk, considering... Perfect, 2 keys. Considering that all the doors are typically locked, unless we got the foyer, so... Let's see. Break room. Do I want it on this side of the house? That might be kind of useful. But a walk-in closet is also quite good. We got a whole bunch of gems. Let's do walk-in closet. Let's see what items we get. See, the telescope, I wonder if that's specifically a late game item, or like if you once you find it in the ladies' bedchambers, it starts going throughout the house. Because I haven't found it before until we found it in the ladies' bedchambers. Alright. We'll head north. We'll do spare green room. Alright, chapel. Yeah, we'll do chapel. I guess that's the first thing that came out of my mouth, so... it's the one I was already thinking of pulling. Go a little bit to the left here. Ooh, courtyard is always nice. And there have been more items in it, but we're going to do security. No, we're going to keep it... Oh, that's right. That's what the wrench does. It doesn't rotate it. It lets you make it more common or unusual. We're going to keep it the same, because I do like how often it comes up. But we want security just in case we get an upgrade disc. And it lets us double check in case we left an item behind. Not the best pulls in this instance, but let's pop a library. Because I haven't ordered a book in a while. I think we've read through most of them. But like I said, we're retracing our steps and just making sure we're not missing anything terribly important. I think we're going to do the history of Orinda, because that might help us with the geography puzzle in room 46. Alright, let's see here. I will do West Wing Hall. Don't want to do garage quite yet and dead end ourselves. There we go. I mean, we could go around to the church, but I like having options. We'll do a courtyard. Excellent. I love it when there's a bunch of chests after I pull a sledge. Turnip. Perfect. That'll bump us up. And a key. We'll take that. Let's see if we can't wrap around into the foundation here. Ooh, okay. Garage is nice, although we're pretty set on keys. I think we're just going to pop another courtyard, just to guarantee our way through. Hey, and we got a metal detector. Perfect. Alright, we got ourselves coins. Alright, perfect. Pebbles. Not, you know, a little useless, but what are you gonna do? Heading north might be kind of cool, but I think we're gonna start leaning a little bit more towards the east, heading towards the right. Because we do have that secret garden key. And it would be kind of nice to be able to hop back in and play around with that geography puzzle. Hop back into room 46, I mean. Let's see. I don't necessarily need a hallway. Let's do a lab and see if we can't set up an experiment. We'll keep it at standard. We don't need it popping up, I think, anymore, and we definitely don't want it being rarer. We got ourselves a battery. That's quite nice. But let's see what experiments we have today. Alright, lose 10 steps, gain 20 gold. Not necessarily the best thing right now. Gain 1 key, gem, or die randomly. Add a small chest to the entry hall. That would have been super useful a moment ago, each time you find some trash while digging. Let's see. let's do trash while digging, and we'll do gain 1 key, 1 gem. I know immediately is kind of cool, but this is every time. And there's likely to be more dig spots as we continue. So that will at least guarantee that we get something every time we dig. Oh, boiler room might be kind of cool. Because there are things we want to... Do we want to make it standard is the thing. I think so. Because there's still, I think, a few rooms that we could play around with in terms of powering this bad boy up. Because there's been a few additional functions that we've discovered by giving rooms power. So we'll make it a little bit more common for when we want to play around with it. Let's head a little south and keep going to the east of the house. See, like, dark room, it's not the best pull, but that'll let us continue the, the power from the boiler room in case we want to connect anything. So I think we're going to do dark room. Yep, power goes out. Alright, let's see here. I'm feeling whatever the 2 gem one is. We got plenty of gems. Let's try it out. Passageway. Alright, that was a great pull. We're going to go straight. Also a good pull because it continues the power. We're going to use the secret garden key. Get that opened up. And let's see if we can't just... Ooh, and a lever. Look at that. So we do have what we need to build a super sledge. But I'm trying to think what we've seen that might be able to use it. I do have a theory about the clock tower, because it looks like there is some broken stone in there. So it might be worthwhile if we get a workshop to make that. I'm going to go ahead and open up the antechamber. Either side, I think, would be useful for right now. Let's see, I think we want to have it facing all towards the east, right? Oh, that's the wrong one. We'll get it settled here real fast. But no, the last time we used the super sledge, we used it for the garden wall, and it, like I said, uncovered, unfortunately, a symbol we already had, but also the ability to open up either side of the antechamber, which is pretty huge. So if we could find the proper spots for the super sledge, it's usually pretty darn worthwhile. Oh, did it not change? Maybe that was what got it this. I'm trying to remember how to... which combinations we need to get the other levers. Or is it all to the south? So I know it's each cardinal direction unlocks something. There we go. Okay, that's the symbol that we already know. So east is the right side antechamber, so maybe west is the left side. Yeah, there we go. So east and west, which makes sense. Because, you know, it opens up the west side, so. Alright. The metal detector's going off, so there is something else that we missed. It's always hard to see these things sometimes. Ah, there you go. A little coin in the grass. Alright, let's head north. What do we get? Ooh, okay. We're really good on steps. However, we're definitely probably getting to the antechamber today, so let's do the guest bedroom. Or rather, the quest bedroom, because that'll give us an extra 2 on our allowance once we get in there. Oh, you know, I've never done the guest bedroom on this side of the house with the little sun... Not sunroof, but the, you know, ceiling window. That's quite nice. Let's go ahead and blow a key. Why not? We got 4. music room it is. Give us some more keys. That's the chromatic one? Yeah, the prism key. So if you unlock a door with the prism key in a green hall, bedroom, red room, it'll be of that same color. So that's pretty useful if we plan that out. And same deal, there's the whole music puzzle in here that I have pictures of, and I need to ask, I think, one of my friends, what room, color room is it? It's blue? Do we want to do a regular blue room? I don't think so. But I have a friend who's very good with music that I would like for them to have another look, so to speak, at that music puzzle. Rotunda it is. So that'll let us press forward, at the very least, and fill out all these other rooms. Because right now, we're just kind of exploring. Do we want to rotate it for the courtyard? Because courtyard usually has useful stuff. Yeah, let's do that. Let's pop this bad boy open. Oh, excellent. Another silver key. Hey, even though we got trash, the experiment covered our butts. A coin and another dig spot. Yeah, I guess the pebbles do. It says experiment successful. I was gonna say, do pebbles count as trash? Thankfully, they do. Do we want to do... Let's do another courtyard. Although... No, let's do another courtyard. That way we don't have to go all the way around if we want to get back to the main hall in case it's a dead end. Nothing of interest. So yeah, that won't activate anything because there's no trash in there. Would rather have keys, but you know what? I'll take some dice. That's useful. Alright, let's head this way. Well, we did proxy 2 labs, huh? We'll do hallway just to be safe. I don't want to redraw and end up screwing ourselves a little bit. Okay, we don't need another hallway, nor do we need a locksmith, so let's see what else we get. Alright, courtyard it is. We're still pretty okay on gems. I was kind of hoping for more interesting rooms, but you know, what are you going to do? Got our coin. I know, I have a lot of courtyards today. I don't think we had that upgrade. Oh, definitely do a mail room. That'll give us our chest in the morning. Did I get any new letters? I think I did. Okay, here we go. Simon, I can't think of any reason you'd need to access the server administrator controls before I return, but your father has mentioned your interest in computers, so I have a feeling you may be a bit more hands-on than your great uncle. You'll find the admin terminal in Blackbridge Grotto, a small cavern sealed, much like the story, off of the East Drive. I believe I previously explained how to restore power to the grotto in one of my earlier letters. Yep, we already accomplished that. However, keep in mind that access to the terminal requires an admin key. Unfortunately, I won't be able to set one up for you until I return, but your admin key will eventually be Joan S., first 4 letters of your family name, or if you prefer, we could use a pseudonym. I'll be sure we'll discuss it in greater detail when I return. So eventually, so that's not the code. We'll try that regardless, because, you know, but if that's my code, then we can assume that the previous code is probably my uncle's last name and a initial. So we can try that as well. Yeah, first 4 letters of your family name. Because do we have the same family name? I'm going to have to check now. If they had any additional security advice I could pass. Ooh, okay. As I've been running out of ideas of my own, yesterday I asked Kirk Darren if he had any additional security advice I could pass on, and to my surprise he gave me an envelope and directed me to include it to my next correspondence to. Ooh, we got something. Ooh, okay. So, unless it's handwritten, if it's printed on red, it's a lie. We're still going to take pictures of all this. The numbers 6, 7, and 9 do not appear in any of the fixed combinations of the seals on the Sate. I feel like that's also false because I believe we've used a 9 before. That also looks printed, but we're going to take a picture of it. Safe code D8. I think that was in reference to the chess one that we've already unlocked. Because that one's handwritten, and that's true. There's a safe on rank 10. Okay. That is interesting information, that last one. A new clue and how fiendishly she hid the clues for her readers within pages. Okay, let's see. You have certainly been keeping yourself busy, as I've spent the last few days racking my brain trying to come up with new clues for you. I'm reminded of your mother's aptly named A New Clue, so once again we should probably try and see if we can't take a look at that book. Because that sounds useful. Let's see. The truth is not nearly as clever or creative as she was. The best I could muster trying to be cryptic and mysterious would be something like break the bricks in the weight room with something that has a handle and is very heavy. Good to know. So break room also has something we can use the super sledge with, hopefully. We already know this. That's just the names of everybody. We already have that. Let's see. Follow technician. She's just had discussed the locations of drafting strategies she's personally found on the estate. Okay, so we already have that as well. And we have that. So we've read the rest of those already. But the memos, very interesting. And we do have mail coming tomorrow, which is good. But we know that the weight room has a wall we could break, which we've yet to do. So I think we're actually going to head left. I know, I must have gotten an upgrade for the courtyard, because I have a lot of them today. I don't usually have this many. Speaking of, there's a courtyard, which we will pull because it's going to let us go forward. But I'm actually crossing my fingers for a weight room, even though it's going to take half of our steps. Oh, treasure map. We do have a shovel today, so that's actually kind of worthwhile. Right below the antechamber. We're not going to pick up the compass, because I don't necessarily need rooms that go north. We're already north enough, I think. But we're crossing our fingers for a workshop and a weight room, because we can do... Let's redraw while we're at it. We can hopefully break a wall in there. Not as good, but we'll just do a hallway. Alright. Let's close off this corner. Let's go ahead and do the solarium, because that might get us either our weight room or our clock tower. The same deal. I have a theory about the clock tower. We might still need the workshop to make that theory happen, but I still want to at least try. Let's use our silver key. Hall of Mirrors might be useful. Oh no, because we're not going to be able to get into it from either side, so I guess... Oh, that's inconvenient. We'll do closed exhibit, because that'll at least let us go north, because we do have both sides of the antechamber open. Lockpicks. Nice. Oh, and a key. Oh, okay, this is a tough one. Vault would be cool. We're going to do lab, because I do want to get into the antechamber in room 46 today. Metal detectors picking... Oh, magnifying glass. Cool. We'll take that. Anything else in here? Supposedly. Yep, little coin on the ground. Alright. Oh, I forgot to... Oh, there's our allowance coin. I forgot to hit the lever in the basement. That's alright. We'll loop around, I think. Hopefully. I wonder if it would let me use the prism key in this room, because it has no color. Let's see. Oh, do we want to dead-end it? But the foundation's not too far from us. Or do we want plenty of room to run around our little rat maze? I think we're gonna do observatory. Okay, all kinds of stuff. Okay. Very good pull today. I love it when the lockpicks work. Weight room. Okay, we're gonna put weight room down. Now, it does take half our steps without even going in there. So, all we have to do now is hope for... We're gonna go south real fast. Drat, that's not what we wanted. Archives is not the best pull for us right now. But it might be the only option that's kind of reasonable. This hallway is going to give us nothing. And that will at least let us run back and forth. So we're going to do that, which is a little risky. But I'm hoping for a workshop. So let's pop this. Fingers crossed. Okay, great hall. Ooh, not the rooms we wanted. We're gonna do observatory. Because I do think there's a trophy if we fill out all of the rooms. So we'll do that at least. But I am kind of hoping odds against odds for a workshop. Alright. There we are. We get to do it again. Oh, we do. Okay. Excellent. That's why the telescope is cool. Alright. Drat. Okay. Well, nothing's really going to help us too much here now, is it? I don't believe the workshop had a gem, so that's not it. I guess we'll do... Let's do the armory. We have enough money. I think we can buy the battle axe if we get it today. Okay. That's a shame. No battle axe. We do have this. What are you? Oh, it's the full house trophy. Duh. So that's what I was talking about. If we filled up the house, which, weirdly enough, day 55 is the first time we've done that. But we'll go ahead and grab that torch. I know, I wish I had the armory beforehand, because that would have protected me from this room here. But let's pop this open. Reveal tripwire, lower barrier. I still feel like there's a way we could do something with that. And then there should be a treasure in here too. So let's go and start digging. But I do believe we have another goal to add to the list. One, trying out a few more of the codes. Okay, just money. Excuse me, I was grabbing some water. Trying out a few more codes for our Blackwater, not Blackwater, oh, definitely not them, but our grotto, our little server room, and seeing if we can, I think I have enough steps too. Let's see here. I have enough keys too. What am I doing? I'm just wasting steps now. Trying out codes to the server room and hopefully... Oh, that's right, it's in the other doors. Hopefully getting a super sledge and breaking down the wall that we now know to exist in the weight room. But we're going to head down to the basement real fast. Hey, Ralphine. Good to see you. Get the crown. Yes. So the crown, I know, I do want to attempt to get that. I've yet to figure out how to get past the lasers, if I'm being honest. I don't know if I just have to actually be careful if there's something I'm supposed to do to, you know, shut them down or circumvent them. But we might try that here in a second, because I think I got enough steps to do it. But since that's not a guarantee, I'm going to do a run into room 46 and see if we can't play around with that geography puzzle a little bit more. And then, yeah, full house. We got the full house trophy, finally. Like I said, it's day 55, so, you know, maybe it took my sweet time doing it, but I'm glad we got it. Let's see here. We gotta hit our lever, because I did forget to do that before we even got to the antechamber. Alright, and this was Diamond. I don't think we had... because we unlocked that one. We have Pentagon. We have a picture of that seal, so the next key we get will go for the Pentagon. Diamond, I don't think we have the full seal just yet. So we're going to continue back upwards and see if we can't discover that throughout the house. There's clues for it. We have the kind of the guidebook that we need to figure that out, but we're going to have to uncover it through various means throughout the house, I think. Here's hoping we got plenty enough steps. We didn't get a kitchen or a dining room or anything today. Most of our rooms turned out to be courtyards. I don't recall what I did to get that many in a single day. Because we have, like, what? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of them, which I think is because I chained them together, typically. I know I did some type of upgrade that lets you do courtyard after courtyard. But let me see here, because I did pull up the cheat sheets that we found in the classrooms for that geography puzzle. Okay, so yeah, we'll just head straight through here. Ooh, an apple. Perfect. And apples are extra delicious today. Yeah, we can go through closed exhibit. Oh, no, we can't. I'm silly. What am I talking about? We'll just go up through the weight room. But still, we'll check that out, too, because we definitely have the steps to fool around now. Oh, that was a telescope, not the map. First things first. Let's see if we can't fool around with the puzzle in here. Let's grab our crown, even though we've already drawn up all the rooms. Any new blackmail? No, same one, but you know what? Let's look over it now that we have the magnifying glass, just in case there's anything. I don't think there will be, but always good to look it over. Same with this. We'll do a quick once-over. Doesn't look like... You can usually tell on the page when there's something extra that you're supposed to see. But just in case something new pops up. Alright, 8 realms in 8 months, and we have these guys here. Let me pull up the cheat sheets that I had from the classroom really fast. Because that, I think, is going to lead us to the answer we're searching for. We had 4 of those. And the first one was, I'm going to call it keyhole. That little guy there. And if all of our notes are correct, I do believe keyhole used to be hourglass. Or rather, hourglass used to be keyhole. So I do believe number 1 should be this guy down here. Yeah, because everyone else got that one right. Alright, bear with me for a second. This might take a little bit of back and forth and some thinking. Number 2 is Pentagon. Alright, so Pentagon. Or actually, I think number 1, I think keyhole was that, if I recall. And then Pentagon is in the same place. I could be wrong. We're gonna try out a couple options here. Then hourglass, which is that southern one. Then mountain. Mountain should be this north one here. then heart. Alright, and heart. I think there's these guys over here. Puzzle piece. Okay, this is where we get a couple different options. They weren't quite sure. These are the ones that they got wrong. So puzzle piece, I think, is this set of islands right here. Then we have the rainbow. Okay, let's see. So okay, it looks like rainbow, I think, is this set here, and then H should be... And nothing happens. Okay, cool. So we got something wrong, and my assumption is that it's the dam was once a country, is no longer a country. Nonsense. So let's try that. No, it's got to start in the same spot, right? So let's do... No. I do think key, because then that's pentagon. So what is incorrect here? Let's try swapping 3 and 8. That's not quite it either. Let's review real quick. I'm pretty sure keyhole is that center country. That dark one right there, so that's number 1. Pentagon, I believe, is the same one. Yeah, it's gotta be. Because that was what the country used to be, I think. Okay. Then we have hourglass, which, from the looks of things, should be this guy right here. I don't know, do we have to make like a certain shape or anything with it, or is it just... Well, that should be hourglass. Mountains, I'm almost positive, is that northernmost one. Mind you, this is going off of work from a bunch of kids in a grade school, so I don't know how reliable that is. But that should be mountains for number 4. Like I said, unless this isn't even, like, relevant. Heart, I'm very positive, is that leftmost nation. But, you know what? If they all got those wrong, let's see. Heart could also be these islands here. And then it would be puzzle piece. Which I think might actually be these guys. Possibly. And then it would go Rainbow Diamond, but once again, I think that's what it would be this right here. See, now I'm just trying to make shapes too to see if there's any purpose behind where you can set these things down. Nope. Let's see here. Because all those are the same. So unless they got all those wrong. I need to find a way to show you the sheets I'm working at aside from screenshots, but once again, I don't think we've got it just yet. That's unfortunate. And we have all the information here too. Well, drat. I thought we had it that time as well. Let me take all these off real fast. Maybe it has to be done specifically in order. So I'm positive that that's number 1. If we're going off of the mantle, which could be completely wrong. But that is the old nation that was, like, overthrown. And then, let's see. Yep, that should be Pentagon. Now, doing the same thing over and over is considered insanity, but we're gonna just make sure I didn't mess anything up before I give up on it. Those all seem correct. Those all seem correct. So those 3 seem to be correct. Let's see. And that is wrong. Let's see here. So that's heart, maybe? Okay. So I'm positive that we have 1, 2, and then 3's the mountain. Oh, no, 3 is hourglass. That's the thing. Hourglass might be this nation over here. I'm positive that mountain is these guys up top. So I'm positive about 1, 2, and 4. That one's iffy. Heart is also a little iffy. Because heart could be either these islands or this nation over here. We're gonna try the islands, because logistically that makes sense. Then we have... After heart, there's puzzle piece. Which, the only other instance we have puzzle piece being maybe this place here. And then rainbow. And then 8. Also nothing happens. Drat. That's frustrating. Like I said, I'm not even sure if that's what we want to go off of either. Espen. Marigold is missing. Well, let's see. What else can we try to accomplish? We can go back to the exhibit, I suppose, and maybe fool around with that. We have some steps, because I can't keep banging my wall. Oh my god, banging my head against that wall, in hopes that something will happen. See, that's what I meant. Like, I don't. There's gotta be a way to disable those lasers. I'm not quite sure how just yet. Let's try activating them one more time. Reset alarm system. Reveal trip wire. Oh, it's resetting. I'm a little too overzealous. Reveal. Okay. I mean, we have a whole bunch of items today, so there's got to be a way to, you know, accomplish that. And then I think I'm going to just have to go over the geography stuff and cross-reference it with all the other information we found out about it. Because, yeah, I'm just seemingly not getting it. I know. I wonder how... we hide behind these guys. There's gotta be a method, right? And this one was referencing with the white gloves. There will be 3 royal guards stationed at Thurston Hall, 2 of which will be wearing black gloves in lieu of the traditional white. Yada yada, avoid the white. However, that means only once we reach the exhibit, which will be our own. So I don't think either of them are wearing white. Like gloves, at least. I have 10 seconds to quickly grab the crown. Or after it resets. Now we're about to run out of steps anyhow. Drat. Now I have a couple things I want to prod at. But at the very least, we have things we can shoot for. This is only day 1 of today's stream, so we'll hop back in. And go back on to day 56 now. Geography puzzle I'm going to have to come back to. Or at least find more information on, because I feel like I'm missing something or I'm just not doing it quite right. Ralphine, 10 seconds for the crown. Do I just have to be a little quicker? Or is it 10 seconds from unlocking, or, you know, like revealing the tripwire and running around? I have to be just a little faster. We got our puzzle. Not our puzzle, we got our package. Compass, that's pretty cool. Gems and keys, I'll take that. We're set with gems today, because we did have the morning room the other day, too. Let's grab our allowance, which we did get to increase. I do want to get the super sledge. I always say that. But now that we know there's something breakable in the weight room, we're going to have to hit that up. I know, I feel like things have slowed down slightly since, you know, post day 46. But also we've uncovered so much more that there's just a huge amount of stuff to uncover. That's why it seems like we're going slowly. It's because there's so many ongoing little puzzles and projects. Oh, I still had money in it. Oh, we had a day left. Darn it. Okay, I should have done the tomb. Oh well. I can't top it off either. We made that mistake before. Uh-oh. We made that mistake before of taking money out of the bowl to try and refresh it. It does not work. It just curses your butt. We'll head to the left here. Or the right, rather. I know my directions. Oh, I don't have a shovel today, but there's a shovel right here. I know, yesterday was a solid run, too. Which is a shame that we didn't amount to too much. Mind you, we learned a lot, but, you know, I would rather have a run like that end with a little bit more impact. We'll do bacon and eggs and a key. Let's press onward. I love it when there's just dirt inside the house. Okay, would have preferred keys, but I'll take this as well. Let's do a den. I don't want to do a storeroom just yet. We did block ourselves off the other time. I do think the stream just dropped for a second, so sorry if you guys had any stuttering or anything like that. I know I don't want to do like courtyards, all courtyards again. Let's pop in our hallway. It's pretty good on gems. Let's see if we can't start. Oh, passageway is actually pretty excellent. I like that. Let's do passageway. We'll start heading left a little bit towards the foundation. Coat check. I don't think I had anything in there. Let's pop open a hallway. I would like to get ourselves a coat check, especially if we get ourselves another super sledge. Do we want to blow everything on the cloister, or do we want to do the armory? Cloister is useful, but I don't necessarily need it. Let's do armory, because that'll ready us up for, tools and other such things. The torch I always want to get, because I'm just, like I said, not sure what else we've missed throughout the house that we can light up, and we definitely want the shield, because that might be useful, especially if we want to do the weight room again, because we are shooting for that now. Let's redraw, because I want to get into the foundation. Chapel is excellent. Although I don't want... I guess we just wasted the shield on it, huh? Oh no, we can use it. We get to choose when we use it. Okay, cool. That's a little better. Don't want to use a key. I only got the one right now. Oh, we didn't end the day in a break room yesterday either, so we don't have our security pass with us. Let's get all the rest of this dirt in case we get anything useful, like keys. Alright. Speaking of, garage might be a good pull considering we're low on keys at the moment. I'm so used to beeping going off. We've been lucky having like shovels, metal detectors, and all that stuff as of late, the last couple runs. We'll pop a security door, although that's more likely to have... Let's do it just in case. It's probably going to have a security door, yep. But in case we get an upgrade, it's nice to have it. Pool we don't necessarily need. Sauna would be kind of cool. Let's hit up the library and grab our book. History of Orinda. Oh, Orindia. Sorry, Orinda's a county in California. Okay, we're going to take a picture of some of this stuff because even though some of it's redacted, we might still be able to... That right there. See, so that's correct. We had that part correct. But it was the rest of the geography that was incorrect. Oop. We have already done that. Let's see here. And then that's a rat too. Okay. That's all redacted. But at least that confirms that we were correct on our first assumptions of the geography puzzle. It was the latter half that was incorrect, or maybe the method that we were inserting them. We'll have to figure that part out. Do we want to hit the lever while we're down here? I feel like we might as well not waste the steps until we know we're getting into the antechamber, which might be foolish, but, you know. All not great pulls. We're actually... Let's see, do we want to do a den? Let's do storeroom just to make sure we have plenty of keys. I don't want to get locked out this run. Alright, now we'll head back through the house here. There we are. Gift shop would be kind of cool, but I think we bought everything in there aside from the tent, which I don't think we can get until we, I think, do a we have to get like all trophies, right? Alright, dark room it is. Let's protect ourselves from the dark room, because the dark room blows. Oh, we got ourselves a security pass. That's nice. I feel like we've looked at all these already. That's the code for outside. Yeah, I feel like we've already looked at all these. Alright. Once again, I think we already bought everything in the gift shop. Let's do the commissary, because sometimes there's a sledgehammer for sale in there, so we'll take that if we can. There is. I love it when I say predict something. I love it when something goes right, I should say. Running shoes are also pretty useful, so we'll grab that. Ooh, kennel's always tempting just because I can pet dogs. That actually might be pretty useful because we have a shovel this run. Because that will just automatically unlock rooms anytime we dig in those rooms. Hello, puppies. We have a picture of all this stuff already. Alright, let's see what we get. Courtyard, I think it is, even though those are always unlocked anyhow. Now, I was hoping for like a chest or something. Okay, we got a nail. I know, we're already at the antechamber. Well, we could open up one of the doors. Let's hit lab just to set up an experiment. Let's see here. What we got? Next 3 times we open a trunk. We draft a hallway. Find trash while digging. Let's do that. I know. Let's, I guess, set our dice to 2. Nothing too useful. I do like it when it gives us the permanent things like, you know, allowance or letters and stuff like that, but we'll take maybe some redraws as we hunt around the house. We're okay on steps, but we're actually starting to run out of room. We might have to trace our steps. Do we want to... Let's... Oh, we are low on gems, though. Let's do a den. I was gonna say, let's shoot for a pool and maybe get a sauna. Because that always helps us out the next day, but... We'll do a break room. That'll help guarantee that we have a key card for the next day. We're skipping past the billboard. Not billboard, I keep saying billboard. We're skipping past the dartboard puzzle until we get back to the classrooms because they're starting to throw new symbols out at us for the math. And I gotta tell you, I'm not so sure what they're supposed to represent. So we're not gonna hit that up until we know what we're doing. But we get to pick a new room. So what do we got today? Classroom, like I said, we can just do the schoolhouse. I feel like that's more useful because I'd rather not have classroom come up every single time we draft a room. Vestibule might be cool. Dormitory, I feel like would be more useful though. Like a 4-way is great, especially when 3 of the doors come unlocked, but... Because that's a constant get 10 points back. So I feel like that's useful. Plus, we haven't been in there before. So, you know, like I said, maybe there's a note or something else in there that's useful. Not the greatest. Poles. We'll do den. Just to get our gem back. I know. We had... Oh, great. Now we're out of keys. I didn't even notice that. Excellent. Well, we'll circle back. Maybe head to the security room and use our newfound key card. Yeah, we'll have to go this way. So cute. Alright. I don't know, where am I even going? I'm just wandering now. Do we even want to do that? No, let's go back through here, the passageway. Oh, great. Okay, there we go. What do we got? Servants' quarters. I do want to check out. We're only going to get, what, 1 key for it? But I think there was a hint in here for the password outside. Yes. Admin key, okay. If there's an emergency and you find yourself having to enter the central server site, I have set up with a temporary admin key to allow you access the network administrator. Occurs first 4 letters of your last name, followed by first initial. So, let me get my little notebook out. First 4 letters of the last name, so it should be Rowett. Let's see here. I thought there was a little secret in here. Not a secret, but you know, a clue. Followed by first initial. Alright. Raruta. Which I think... It's not Hartley, is it? Now I'm thinking back to the fact that we had a list of names. I should have maybe been paid extra attention to that. It's fine. I don't believe I took a picture of it either. But we have that, so we can always try that outside. I know archives, I guess would be fine. We're not getting the best polls here today. Walk-in closet, I think, just to maybe get some useful items, hopefully. Not really. A couple gems and a coin purse. We did get a security deposit box key, which is useful, because that might be the one holding our antechamber key. But we're going to have to pull a vault for that to work for us. So we'll cross our fingers and maybe at least accomplish that today. I do need one more gem, I actually think, for the vault. So let's do Parlor and see if we can't get this puzzle solved. And that might set us up with the gems we need to maybe get lucky and pull a vault. Let's see. A box with a false statement contains the gems. The statement on the black box is true. The black box is not empty. I feel like logic says these two are probably correct, and this is the false one, so that means this should be in the blue box. Excellent. Let's head back through here, I guess, and we'll go through the den. We'll do bedroom. Pop open some steps. I'll take a die. Pantry's a great pull. More steps. Let's see. Drawing would probably be the best acceptable thing. We can just get our gem back anyhow. We'll head this way. Dining room is good, because dinner should be ready, and it is. Take our lunchbox. Let's have our salmon. All right. All right. Let's see. Let's finish this one room to the north here real fast. Okay, we'll do closet. I was hoping for... Oh, I did have a I could have re-pulled it, but it's fine. We'll get a key and a gem. More solidifying our possibility of getting a vault in the north. Let's redraw. Let's do it while we have it. Let's do Solarium, because that might net us our vault further on. Okay, another key. That's excellent. Let's see if we can't run back to the north real fast. Let's see here. Just making sure I'm going the right bloody way. Yeah, passageway to the left. Okay. Because I do believe the rarer rooms only unlock the further north you go. So let's head back to security, because we have our keypad, pass key now. I can speak. My goodness, little security pass. We can use that to open up that security door. And like I said, at the very least, we might be able to get a vault today. Okay. Also, all terrible rooms. All dead ends, too. I guess we'll hit casino, because we can at least wrap around to the den over here and maybe pull a vault. But the casino, or at least let us maybe win something. We just gotta gamble, which is, you know, always a wise thing to do. Any other gold? No. Okay, so let's try this bad thing. We can wager 20, which I think we'll do. Oh, almost. What a tease. Alright. Do we have enough for one more? I think we could wager 10, right? Oh, that's right. It's only once per day. Okay. Well, that was eventful. We'll head back through here. And maybe wrap around to that other side, see what we can do. This particular run is not looking too great. Hello, puppy. Let's see here. Oh, I guess we do have to loop all the way around, don't we? Hell, I don't know if we have enough gems for it. I do believe it's 3 gems, right? So maybe we'll hope for a room with gems and then a vault. Okay, not great polls. I feel like I always get a safety deposit key and never a vault. I mean, we're already kind of at an end here. Let's hit a freezer, just so we can have a couple extra gems and stuff for tomorrow. Same deal. Let's see. Oh, I guess it's not going to let us pull those gems, though, huh? Why would they have gems in here, then? That's a very good point. I thought you need... I was about to say, I thought you need the sledgehammer for this. I guess we just needed the torch. That makes things a lot easier. Prism key. And let's see what this is. Thought only in the event of my death. Oh, great. Simon, I had wished for you to read this letter upon first arriving at Mount Holly, but I couldn't risk the content of these pages falling into the unsympathetic hands. My personal freezer should prove quite the safe box, as all the stuff I have for many years respected my wishes, and it remained shut, untampered. My favorite snacks were also stored here. But in addition to these delicious treats, it has also, for the last 20 years, stored many cryptic messages and ciphered notes. Okay. Have you heard of the Children of Blackwater? I had no idea how forthcoming your father had been with the details surrounding your mother's final chapter, or the role he thinks I played at the end. I have always denied involvement to him, to the detectives, to the Crown, and now to you as well. But I can honestly say, I had nothing to do with her disappearance. And yes, but with a question? What do you mean with a question mark? And yes, I speak of disappearance, not death, for I, too, cling to the hope that our fears are unfounded and have occasionally, from time to time, caught fragments of information that bolster this belief. Fragments of information that have cost me plenty, for our country is never short of opportunities and blackmailers. Okay. Still, as I am now dead, I don't want this knowledge to be buried with me, even if that means passing the burden of those fragments onto you, even if that information may weigh even heavier on your head than the Crown involved. Unfortunately, this information is a little too precious to entrust entirely to this freezer, as I'm too confident that the sanctity of my snacks will extend beyond my life. I have always found it best to use multiple baskets when it comes to incriminating eggs, a lesson that I recently learned again when a member of my staff betrayed my confidence. I have placed 8 red envelopes in 8 even more secure locations throughout the estate and left a hidden message for you among the art that hangs in almost every room in this house. We already accomplished that. This message is the key to unlocking these secrets, but you must be open in your interpretation, as the message itself harbors multiple double meanings. Okay. One final word of guidance. The safe combinations you are seeking will not be found in writing on the estate, so I hope you haven't been wasting yeah, I did a lot of that, wasting too much time jotting down random invoice numbers with dates. Only by deciphering the many meanings of the 44-character message can you hope to unlock its many mysteries. Okay, and then this we already have. That's for paintings. What's in here? That seems relevant. Are these servers, maybe? The network, yeah, those network servers are finally out of cold storage, or at least as many as we could fit into the surrounding walls of the grotto off the East Drive. The last few days have been very busy, but I'm glad I was able... Oh, here's another... Okay, hang on. Here's another admin key. The last few days have been very busy, but I'm glad I was able to make a short break from guarding to help Randolph install the network. It was, after all, the least I could do. At least he could do, since it was I who suggested the final location. We decided that we were going to store the 2 unused servers here in Mount Holly's freezer. They should serve as readily accessible replacements should any of the primary consoles fail. And then we have an admin key we can go try, and an upgrade disk. Yeah, a bit long-winded. He does write a lot, doesn't he? Our uncle, but, you know, being able to write is the sign of a youthful mind, even in age, so I think he's doing quite alright for himself, even though he does tend to write and stuff 3 to 4 pages into little tiny envelopes. I think we have enough steps. Let's run back to the grotto, which might give up us ending the day in the break room, since that's towards the end of the house. But let's try that admin key and see if we can't use it on the grotto and find out what the grotto has to offer for us. That was, like I said, I expected that ice to be broken by the sledgehammer for whatever reason, so it's quite pleasant that it happened to be the torch. So that might be a pretty big pull. We already knew about... Oh, wrong way. We already knew about our safe codes and how to get those, but an upgrade disk and the fragments of possible codes is quite nice. We'll do acquiring... Oh, I don't have any gems. Study it is. We'll just do a dead end. No additional items. Oh, magnifying glass. I guess that's neat. And I want to check, because they had a... Yeah, D8. So that was the memo that we found with the letter that was sent to us. So yeah, it does refer to all the safe codes. Let's try out the grotto. Alright, and same deal. We don't have... I don't know where we would find these microchips. First, let's get the upgrade out of the way. Oh, okay. Not my favorite room. But maybe it will be after the upgrade. Let's see what it gives us. Alright, if you have exactly 2 hallways when drafting this room, double your keys. If you have exactly 2 green rooms when drafting this room, double your gems. If you have exactly 2 shops when drafting this room, double your gold. Okay. All these are actually pretty good. Ooh. Alright, keys, gems, or gold, you guys. I feel like we usually are pretty okay with gold, especially as of late. So keys or gems might be really useful, but at the same time, I feel like we always stack ourselves with keys and gems, and we don't need that many until obviously, you know, we're out, but it's usually just a rough run. I feel like gold might be... but then what are we going to spend it on is the thing. We already bought most of the gift shop stuff. There is the showroom, but we don't pull it too often. I'm kind of feeling keys, because I feel like gems we're usually pretty on top of, and we cut out the majority of the expensive gem rooms. So I think we're going to go keys. And, I mean, we usually have hallways anyhow. So let's pull that. Mind you, I don't like the bunk room that much regardless, but it's useful now. Besides, you know, before I felt like it wasn't very useful at all, so at least maybe it has a purpose. Alright, let's try that admin key we found in the fridge. Admin not found. Okay. Do I not do a capital? Excellent. So that code doesn't seem... Or is that an R? No, it's a V. Okay, so I did it correctly that time, but it's been deactivated. Okay, so we want to try the other guy's code. So let's try the other one that we think might be it. We'll try the H. Oh, it's been deactivated. Well, hell. Oh, well, hang on, because I have the manor, so maybe... Okay. I'm spelling my name right? And my last name is Sinclair. I'm not losing my mind. Listen, we just tried the housekeeper one, right? Let's see, the Raoult, this gentleman. But that one says it's been deactivated. Oh, Miss Babbage, you're right. Drat, what's her... It's Anne, right? No, it doesn't seem to be working either. Odd. Let's see here, what other names can we try here? Was it not Anne Babbage? Last name plus it. Oh, you're right. First name. There we go. Perfect. You're right. I was doing it backwards. Perfect. Let's see. User database. Okay, we were typing that one in. That Ruit H. Oh no, key expired. I should just read further before I get upset about it. Alright. So we have Anne Babbage. Personal access. And then Tom K, more R. So should we do one of these? Recent transfer from Cinca, former executive assistant. Okay. Okay. So let's try the Tom K if we need to. Do we log in again each time? Okay, let's try that, because they have administration privileges. There we go. Okay. Let's do data files. Import trophy data. Oh, okay, we don't want to do that. We don't have other save files anyways. So that's like save stuff. Admin logs? The last cables have finally been laid and the office terminal has been connected to the central network. Given the ever-changing nature of the rooms on the estate, we chose to install the server outside of the house to maintain connection stability at all times. A small cavern off of the eastern drive was selected for the server site. Next. All remaining computer terminals of the state are now connected to the network mainframe and will now begin testing remote access capabilities between them. I've also asked the Baron to come up with a name for the network. After some deliberation, our network has been named Blackbridge, a somewhat ominous name for the project given the legend from which the term derives, but very fitting considering we chose an actual cave to house the mainframe. I hope that our servers do not suffer that same fate that befell those in the story. Regular maintenance report fixed a connection error that was occurring between the office and security terminal. We have also added electronic mail capabilities to each terminal that can be accessed via the network. Recording capabilities of all cameras on the estate have been disabled. Okay. Additionally, the existing video playback functionality on the security terminal has also been removed. Okay. Bunch of deleted logs. Deleted log. As requested yesterday, a new admin key created, though the requested name doesn't quite fit with our typical length formatting. Okay. Effective immediately, all electronic mail capabilities have been restricted and can now only be accessed via the office terminal. All other terminal inboxes have been archived. Okay. Temporary access to the mainframe in Blackbridge Grotto has been restored before routine maintenance. Temporary access to the mainframe. Okay. Updated access privileges for the following archives. Okay. Okay. RT is down. RT is working again. Okay. I guess the temporary one. It was deactivated. Okay. Added new data management features to the Blackbridge Ammo Control Tower. Charging of the guard. Preparation for Simon's arrival. So my name's Simon. What am I losing my mind? I was doing it all backwards. Inbound and outbound messages, as well as offsite connections from outside the estate, have been disabled. Okay. Network settings. Let's turn these all back on. Okay. I mean, that's cool and all, but I feel like that hasn't gotten us any further. Drat. We still don't have the codes that we need. Or not the codes, the microchips that we need. Is that a note? It is a note. Okay, I-100. Is that binary? Is that 1100? Hang on. Let me look it up real fast. I don't know binary, but I recognize binary. Let's put it that way. 1 space 100. Let's see. Okay, so apparently that just means the number 4. Oh, where's the first microchip? Yes, I did take it. It is currently in the orchard, because we did find... I wanted to see if something would happen. We did find a place to insert the microchips in the orchard. However, we only have the one microchip, so nothing really happened when we did that. I should probably go fetch it now that I think about it. 'Cause once again, the orchard, I feel like there's some more stuff here that we've yet to uncover, like this thing, for example. Not sure what this is going to do for us. But we do have microchips to plug into here, and we have the Blackwater Grotto, not Blackwater, the Blackbridge Grotto as well. But no clue where the other microchips are at. I have a sneaking suspicion about the dining room, because the chairs in said dining room have the exact same, like, symbol layout as the microchips. I just walked right past it. But I can't find anything to interact with in there. Like, it has that symbol right there. It has this in the dining hall. We'll insert that. And this apparently means 4. So that's utterly useful, which I'm sure it will be once we find out what, what we need 4 for. But, as of right now, it's not terribly, nothing sparking. Alright, let's see. What can we do? I guess we can hit up the drawing room and unlock that room and see what other options we have there. At least we got an upgrade today, which is good, but... I can't call it a rough run. We got a little bit more information. A lot more information, I should say, and we did get ourselves an upgrade, so that's quite good. Alright, let's see. Mail room. Let's do a mail room, because that'll at least set us up with a package for tomorrow. Alright, we already have the Adam. We got that. We have these memos already. We've read this already. We've read that already. Okay. That was the most recent letter. Can I make my way back? Well, let's go look at the dining room while we're here. Because, like I said, that, in my mind, is like damn near the same symbol as the Black Bridge. So, there's got to be something in here. I mean, it could also just be a coincidence, but I feel like this game doesn't have those. It's just I haven't been able to interact with anything in this room. Aside from obviously when dinner is served, right? So I'm not sure what I would be able to do in here. Do I have to wait until 4 o'clock? Like I said, the number 4 that we found in binary. Uh, which, I mean, that's a few hours away, so I don't know about that. I don't know about standing here for that long. But it's just odd that these would have essentially the same symbol. Hmm. With no means of interacting or touching or sitting down or lighting these candles or any of that stuff. Alright, let's see. And then we're still 1 letter short, too. Or 2 letters, technically, but it said we'd only find 7. Well, with that, we might call this a day. I wish we got a coat check or something and put the vault key in there, but alas. Yeah, it seems like I can't touch anything. Let's call it. Alright. I think we can hit up 1 more day, if not 2. I don't want to run for another 4 hours again, but last stream was a little shorter because, like I said, I was just getting back from a convention, so I was dragging my feet, so to speak, even though I was sitting down. You know what I mean? But I have a little bit more energy this week, most certainly, so we can definitely press forward. Okay, a compass. That's kind of cool. Let's grab our allowance. And let's run outside. You know the routine. We're doing the same shtick. Although this time maybe we'll get more use from our room out here. Last time we just pulled the shrine, and like I forgot we still have 1 day of blessing left. Alright. Schoolhouse might be useful. Because I do need to check, like I said, the math quizzes. Let's see. Yeah, let's do schoolhouse, actually. And sometimes an item in here, too. I'll take a key. That's useful. Was kind of crossing my fingers for, like sledgehammer or something, way more useful, but an extra key is nice. I won't shake my head at it. Alright. I'm feeling left today. Let's go left. We do have those classrooms to worry about, too. They don't cost gems anymore. I did get rid of that with the axe, because, like I said, we use the classroom often when we're trying to figure stuff out. Let's see. What do we want to do? We have a good amount of gems. Let's do library, because that would hopefully lead us to the bookstore, which we do actually need to buy 1 or 2 books. I'm gonna do Sightseer's Guide 1 more time. Okay, we have a classroom and a conference room. Let's do classroom. Let's start that ball rolling. These are the colors. Which I think we already have pictures. Yeah, we already have pictures of that stuff. Oh, before I forget, let's grab that apple. Alright, ooh, that will dead end us. We want to do hallway? It's not that important, I don't feel like. Let's do bacon and eggs. We can get by with one room. We already have our full house trophy, so we can skip by a corner. Let's not dead end it with those two other rooms, even though those are good rooms to pull. We'll do a chapel. We make back our money anyways. We'll keep donating to our little piggy. Precious. Let's press north. Ooh. Do we want to do garage? Because we can just circumvent it. Let's do den. Let's not do garage quite yet. We'll start going a little bit to the right. We do want to leave space for the garage. If we get a chance to, pull the car keys, that'd be quite useful. Okay, I think this is where I want to be. Where is... So we have the colors down. Yellow subtraction, blue addition, multiplication, division. But do they have... I don't think... Not in this room. It might be one of the more advanced classes. The symbols we're looking for. Like the square and now the diamond, which I do not recognize. I'll be very embarrassed if it turns out that the diamond is just like an actual math symbol that I've somehow forgotten about. Let's redraw while we're at it. Let's see what we get. Not the best pulls. Drawing room. That's a little better. Let's do that. Make our jump back. Oh, good. We got on the backside of a security door. Alright. We don't have a shovel today. It's so impulsive to start trying to dig. Bedroom. We'll do a hallway. Start heading to the right a little bit. Mew, you want to see the tunnel sometime? I do. It would be exceptionally useful. I feel like it would be way more useful. Do we want to do commissary? Yeah, because we're not going to go north. It'd be way more useful before you get to room 46 because it just keeps going straight. So you could just shoot straight for room 46 if you had that bottom door open. Because it only drafts the puzzle. Wait, what am I talking about? The puzzle. It only drafts the tunnel. I was looking at something else completely different. Don't worry about it. I was reading my notes. It only drafts the tunnel once you start drafting the tunnel. So it's just going to end up being a dead end unless you go straight to the foundation or straight to the antechamber. And so realistically, it's only useful if I line up right here and just go straight to the foundation. This is science. This is not going to have the answers we seek. We don't have any cog rooms, so let's redraw. What do we get? Dining room. We'll hit the dining room. Does it happen to be almost 4 o'clock? There's the clock. No, we're very far from it. One of these days we might just have to sit here and wait, because I do want to see if it has... I doubt that that is the case, but we're still going to try it. Let's hit classroom. I still don't think I've gotten to the final classroom yet. Okay, we have pictures of all of these. This is going to bug the heck out of me. Do we have names? Oh, we do have names. Let us take pictures of these names. Because we do have, I believe, a book that'll help us figure out what these all mean. Oh, Ralphine, it's one of the 3 options. Okay, because the way I read it, it would be all of them. I was like, oh, that can be useful or not, depending on the situation. But if it's only one of the 3, then yeah, maybe we can start pulling the tunnel more often, because it's, you know, a pretty good way to just do a straight shot. These are all not very good, but we got plenty of redraws. Okay, let's do one more and see what we get. All heading to the north. Come on now. Let's do boiler room then. So we can't wake this monster up. Alright. Oh, I'm already out of keys. Excellent. Alright, dining room it is. Ooh, don't necessarily want to do a dead end, but morning room is always usually kind of nice. Oh, yay, a coupon book. I wish the coupon book was just slightly better. Oh, that's also locked. Because 1 gold off the price of things, it's like, that's not really... I mean, mind you, in this economy, I shouldn't be shunning any savings, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, I feel like that's not necessarily worth it. Oh, great. Speaking of, here we are out of keys. Okay, what do we got? Storeroom, just to guarantee us some keys. Yeah, we'll take that. Oh, did I even grab the gem in there? I did. Okay, just making sure. Oh, let's hit up a pantry, get some steps. We haven't been in dormitory yet. Let's hit up that. Okay, got ourselves a key. We have another drafting strategy guide. Okay. Ooh, an additional annex classroom. Used solely for exams and student testing, but finding it has been near impossible as it requires drafting more than 8 classrooms. Oh, so maybe we do have to unlock the classroom for the regular drafting pool, and then also maybe do the schoolhouse for outside. We already know about the ducks. 3-way rooms split ducks 3 ways. Did you know drafting from a door that is steam powered will increase the likelihood of drawing rooms with ducks? Okay. Utility closet. I don't think we've powered up yet, so that might be something we want to do. Already have all this stuff. Oh, okay, and the furnace will melt everything in the freezer. Interesting. And entering furnace or sauna after drafting, the freezer will thaw any frozen gems or gold you are carrying. You will once again be able to use them. However, if you still wish your accounts to carry over to the next day, you will have to refreeze your assets by re-entering the freezer. Okay. We're learning some things. Okay, we know about the spreading. We know about the puzzles. Okay. Interesting. Okay, just spinning the globe. Oh, that helps. Hang on, what am I doing? So, we have the names of the countries now. And the heart is Corycia. Which is actually kind of funny considering, like cortisone, like the Latin for heart. Anyways, not important. What was your score the first time you got to take the test? I didn't even know there was a proper test. I'm kind of leaning towards it now. But Ralphine, what was your score the first time taking the test? I have a feeling you either aced it or knowing this game, it was maybe not too good. And that's not a knock on your ability. I'm just assuming because this game can be brutal. Oh, a D? You know what? In some schools, that's still passing. Ooh, a hall pass. But yeah, a D is still passing in some schools. That's meant you took it too soon. That's the thing, man. Like, I always feel like I stumble across stuff. Ooh, a clock tower. We don't have the super sledge today, though. We do have a couple time rooms, though, so let's go ahead and do that. So it'll start us off with keys. And there's usually a cool item or two at the top. My working theory, because I know there's a puzzle somewhere in here, or at least a key somewhere in here, right? We can't find the damn thing. So my assumption, maybe I can break this wall. Maybe I can jam something in the cogs to stop it. Okay, so that, I think it's the foundation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's the foundation. We have a shovel today. Oh no, we do. Excellent. Let's hit that up. Alright. But yeah, I haven't found a way to interact with anything in here, so we'll have to see. Alright. Yeah, we'll have to head back. We're back to no keys, which isn't ideal. Am I tripping? They had gems for sale, not keys, right? Yeah, gems and shovels. Let's head. Oh, no, those are all locked too, huh? So we'll have to go south. Let's hit the dining room because it did ring and we do have steps to recover. Alright. And then we'll head back towards the entrance of the house and hit up the right side of the home. Yeah. Oh yeah, hang on. Treasure map. As I said, maybe the clock tower treasure map leads you to the key that you need, which would be quite nice, but I feeling it's not the case. Let's cross our fingers. Hopefully it's not, it's just gold and gems. Which is cool, but I need keys right now. We can head south. Yeah, let's head south. Now, let's hope. Let's go through here. Ballroom. I do not want to set my 12 gems to 2 right now. Although we don't have too many other good choices. Let's do classroom. We already have this one. I think we're just trying to get to grade 8, because honestly, I don't think I've gotten to grade 8 before. Alright, let's head through here. Back at the start of the house. We'll head north from here. Oh, we can hit a pool. Actually, closet might be the... No, let's do a pool, because we might get sauna. And that would be quite useful. Okay, now we'll do closet. Because that would, yeah, net us another key, hopefully. Silver key, but still nonetheless, it's useful. A break room this early is nice, because that'll net us a security door, so we'll get that. Same deal. We'll take a look at this. I'm not certain what this diamond means. So we have 14, minus 20, minus 1. So 14 minus 21 is a negative. We can't be doing that. So maybe it's 14 times 1, but that's I'm not so sure. Maybe it's plus itself, so like 14 plus 14 is 28. Minus 20, so maybe 7. Let's try that. That's the only thing I could think of. No? It's definitely not times itself. It's not the squared symbol. I'm trying to think like what else it could possibly be. Maybe it's... Yeah, I'm not certain. Let's see. Yeah, because 14 plus 14 will be 28, minus 20 is 8, minus 1 is 7. It wasn't 7. There's no option for negatives as an answer, at least. So it's not going to be 14. So whatever this does is going to have to make this more than 20. Is it 14 times 3? I don't think that would make any sense, but let's try it. So it'd be what? Is that 42? So 22. Yeah, it's not an option. Because that would be 21, and there's no 21 on the board. Oh, is it the previous answer? Hang on. Let's just hit 7. So it's 20. Okay, I have 2 theories. Let's do... So maybe it's 14 plus 20, which will be 34, minus 20, which will be 14, minus 1, which is 13? No. Okay, so maybe it's 14 and then square root, so maybe it's plus 7, which will be 21. Then minus 20 is 1. Minus 1 would be 0, but there's not a 0 on the board. That's right. Find the answer, maybe go from there, but then let's see. Let's just start hitting it. Because once I know like how the math is going to work, we can figure it out. It's not 20. It's 20 somehow. Okay, hang on. How do we get from 20? This is subtraction. So 20, that would be 41. How the hell do you get to 41? Okay, hang on. Ralphine, you're thinking, oh, working backwards, maybe? Let's see. 14 minus 41 would be negative 21. Well, I can't do math. Not negative 21. So 14 minus 41, that's 31. Minus 4 would be 27. How the hell did he get to 27? Or it would be negative 27, but still. How is the answer 20? Why am I losing my mind? Okay, and this would be 21, 31. Is it minus 20 again? That'd be 11? No, so 20. So how does 14 turn into 21 is what we got to figure out. Or not 21, 41. How does 14 turn into 41? It's not a divisible of 7. Because 14 is divisible of 7, but that would be 42, because that'd be 7 times 6. I'm just missing maybe my math fundamentals, because I don't think there's a way for 14 to turn into 41. Because I said it's a divisible of 7, so go up to 42 or 40. Was it 36? Or sorry, 35. That's so strange. I'm really gonna have to come back to this, I think, because I don't understand what this symbol is supposed to represent. Like, I get that it supposedly equals 20, but how the hell do we get... Because that's 20. Because it would be minus 20 and minus 1, so it would be minus 21. To equal 20 would have to be 41. But how do you get 41 from 14? Okay, hang on. So maybe this is like solved for x. Maybe this is solved for x. So maybe we have to figure out what that square means, or like what the diamond means. So it would be, let's see, that would be 6, 26, 27. So maybe that square equals 27. So no, but then that wouldn't make any sense, because then it's 27 plus 20 plus 1 plus 10, and there's not a number that big on this board. Okay, so it's 20. Let's just start hitting numbers and see if we can't figure out how this math is working. $13, supposedly. Okay, so it's... How the hell do you get 13? Because it's 10, 21. Hang on. Okay, because the only thing I can think of is if it's... Oh, that doesn't make any sense either. How is that 13? Because this is all addition. So that would be... Hang on, so that would be 30, 31. The difference between 31 and 13 is... Let's see, 7, 18. So the difference is what, 18 and 27? I feel like I need to go back to my math fundamentals, man. I don't know what I'm missing here. Turns into 13. Yeah, 31 somehow turns into 13, but like it's not a divisible or anything of it. Is it a is it pi? No, because pi is 3 point. Yeah, it's not like a known decimal thing, right? Hmm. One point per second. So each point reset. And... Huh. Okay, well, if it's supposedly 13. So let's see, 20, 24, 23. And then something happens at 23. And then it's divided by 8. So let's just say 24, so let's just say 3. Okay, so it's 20, 20, 13, 1, 20, 20, 13, 18, 20. I don't know, I feel like I'm slamming my head against something here. How is that 4? I'm gonna have to rewatch that. That might be the only thing I look up, because quite frankly, I'm not certain what that's supposed... I'm gonna have to rewatch myself do that, because that makes no sense to me. We'll do hallway so we don't have a dead end. If you know Ralphine, I think this is one of the few times I'll take a straight hint, because like that, I'm usually pretty solid at math, but I don't know what that symbol is supposed to represent. It's completely blanking on me. Those answers don't make sense to me. It's not like a multiplication, it's not a division. It's got to be some type of decimal or a representation. Like maybe it's like X or Y or something. But I don't get how they're getting those numbers. Unless it's like not math at all and they're doing, like I said, maybe it's the scores on the side of the board. I'm not certain. Alright, yeah, there we go. Classroom is what I want, because I think this is grade 7. So we have one more grade ahead of us. Is this what we need? Okay, okay. This is maybe what we needed. Okay, okay, hang on. Yeah, equals whatever. We have that already. Don't square to right there. We know that already. Switch the numbers so that 31 becomes 13. Okay. How was I supposed to know that? Like, I understand, like, we could figure out maybe by just, what do you call it, doing like, testing it, doing trial and error, but, like, maybe I was thinking of it too logically, because I was thinking of it like a math problem, so I was thinking, like, what function in math would symbolize that? Like, what, is this a square root? Is this a squared? Is this a decimal? Sometimes it's solved for x, but it's just reverse whatever answer you get is. Interesting. That one's a little mean, but that makes sense now, looking back at it, but at the same time, like, damn, how am I supposed to... Damn. That's brutal. Okay. But we know now, so that shouldn't hold us up any further. I just don't remember there being a hint to that. Alright, what we got going on now? This is a room I have not been into before. Oh, this is language. Okay. It's a made-up language. Let us take pictures of all this. Yeah, no, that math bit is a little mean. It makes sense now, but I don't know if I would have... I might have had a couple more, like, what do you call it? Slamming my head against the wall moments before. I was like, oh, okay, I get it now. 2 hallways when drafting this room, which we do. Do we need keys? We're kind of at a dead end, aren't we? I did dead end myself. Yeah, let's see if we get anything else cool. Workshop would have been great a couple runs ago. Sauna is perfect. That is a good pull. We'll hit sauna up. Make sure we got plenty of steps for tomorrow, and I think tomorrow will be maybe the final run for the day, depending on how it goes. Security. I think that was... I'm gonna keep harkering back to it. I think that was probably one of the first times that I... Like, at least in this game, I was like, oh, like, that's not... I don't know if I could figure this out. Like, usually I'm pretty... Not arrogant, but confident in the sense of, oh, like, I can, figure it out. I might just need more information, but damn. That was one of the first times I was, like, properly stumped. And I was like, okay, like, this is not something I think I'll be able to figure out. Which is good, honestly, because that just makes, this game's challenge valid. I think that's all we could do. Everything's dead-ended. We're gonna call it a day, even though we got plenty of steps. It's hard to get into the dev's mind. I think with some of these puzzles, definitely. Like some of the wordplay elements or some of the puzzles, I'm like, oh, that makes perfect sense, or like this checks out. But considering that's one thing I love about riddles and puzzles. A lot of riddles have multiple answers, but depending on who you ask, there's a right and a wrong answer. You know, like there's always answers that are like, oh, this is the only answer that we'll accept, even though technically it could be these other things. The human language and the human mind are so broad that, you know, you could have multiple answers to one thing or multiple solutions to one thing, even though it might not be the solution they're looking for. Alright, let's see here. Let's pop open our side room here. Tool shed. That's a good start. Oh, a sledge and a shovel? Please and thank you. That is an excellent pull. With the sledge, I'm already feeling lucky that we hopefully will get both the weight room, the workshop, and the materials for a super sledge today, because I would like to see what's behind that wall. I would also like to maybe get the clock tower, if that's the case, because I have, like I said, I want to at least sweep and clear that clock tower and make sure there's nothing I can break in there. Let's see. I think we'll do a hallway. So we don't want to block ourselves off too swiftly. Coat check, I'm tempted. I just don't remember if I had anything in there. Let's do that. And a key. Even though we got plenty. Do a spare green room. We don't necessarily need to go left. Oh, perfect. I'm glad we did. That's our lever. So, hopefully all we need is to grab ourselves the workshop. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I just saw the break room. I didn't end the day in the break room yesterday. That's on me. So hopefully we don't run into a security door. That would make me feel foolish. Ralphine, can I encourage you to read more books? You know what? Mew always tells me the same thing. I I need to double up and check those books. I know they have a lot of valuable information. Oh, perfect. There's the workshop. And I have been making an effort to go back and go through those books and take pictures of them. We already have the S for the day. Partially because I know I've overlooked a lot of them or didn't take notes or pictures on those books. And also partially because, quite frankly, I get very scatterbrained. And I get one or two tasks in my head at a time. Like, for example, this chisel. Like, I know there's a puzzle to this regarding this and the music. It's kind of in the back of my mind and not at the forefront, so I could be missing something super relevant for it. But for the time being, I'm trying not to overwhelm myself in terms of what we're finding and accomplishing. But yes, no, you can most certainly encourage me to read more books. In game, at the very least. If you're talking about out of game, trust me, I read plenty enough. I'm still getting through the book I talked about a few streams ago. That's like it's basically 3 books in one. It's like a compilation. It's about, I think, 5 inches thick. I'm maybe about an inch or so into it. Do we want to do Solarium? Let's do Solarium, because that will get us some more rare rooms, which we might want. And then let's hope for, like I said, a clock tower, a workshop, something that will let us... not a workshop, we already have the workshop. You know what? We can pull a red room, right? Let's do Secret Passage. Let's do a red room, and let's see if we can't get the weight room. That will suck to lose half of our steps, but... oh, come on. That's lame. We'll do Aquarium. Get ourselves a key. starting to get low on gems. Come on. Actually, you know what? Let's save that. Let's get Secret Garden again. Let's do our silver key. Not the worst pull for Hollow Mirrors. Let's do security, even though it's gonna kill our gems. We get one back. I'll take that. We'll head a little south. Laboratory it is. Even though, once again, we're killing a gem. That'll help us set up an experiment. While drafting, if you drew a drawing floor plan, if you draft an archive, the next 3 times you unlock the trunk. Let's do the letter, because those have been useful. That's only going to happen like once, right? And same with that, we have to get the archives. Let's do that, because I feel like we might run into more chests, given that we have the sledgehammer. And I hope that counts as opening a locked chest. I mean, it is opening a locked chest, but it did specifically say unlock. Once again, coat check is tempting. Let's do gift shop and save our gems. And like I said, I think we bought everything except for the tent, which we have to get all the trophy rooms, and then this is not out yet. We'll head a little south. We got plenty of keys. Boiler room is kind of cool. And we're wasting a gem either way, so let's hit that. Okay, we're already switched over. We'll turn that on. Let's go hit some of those dig spots. And then, as we've read, if we go through a room... Sorry, a door with power, it's more likely to bring up rooms that have the vents for said power. And I do believe the weight room has those vents, so this might be a good way to skip ahead and grab that. Even though it will kind of suck giving up half of our steps. I do want to break down that wall and see what we can find. Okay, archives, not necessarily what I wanted. Let's do break room, because now that we know, I think we could solve it, and I think I need my confidence back, because we've been kind of getting frustrated with it the last couple times we've had it. So, if we have that symbol, it's a reverse order. So it's 12, so it's 21, divided by 7 should be 3. Okay, see, now it clicks and it makes sense, but like, damn, figuring that out the first time? I didn't even figure that out. I had to lean on you guys, so damn. Alright, okay, let's see what we got. 14 plus 10 is 24, so 42. Minus 20, so that's 22. Divided by 11 should be 2. Alright, we got 20, 26, 36. 36 divided by 3 is 12, so 21. Well, that's times, though. No, that's minus. What am I thinking? It's 19. And a silver key. Yay! Okay. It makes sense now. It's just very mean. Do we want to do... Oh, yeah, let's redraw it. Why not? Ooh, okay. Always tempted by the attic, but weight room is what we want. Is that... Oh, 42 steps. Jeez Louise. Break down the wall in here. Is it this wall? Is that wall? What a... Oh, come on. Okay, so we don't have to repair the greenhouse. That's super good to know. We already have this. That's a lie. We already know that. Okay. Well, we also don't need the super sledge each time for that, because we've already broken it. Let's hope for maybe the clock tower, because like I said, I have a theory about that as well. Um, let's redraw it. I don't want to spend our gems just yet. And now we have not very good rooms. I guess we're doing lab. We can set up another experiment. I should have just done the garage. Oh, we can't set up another experiment? Okay, well, that's a bit dreadful, but that's okay. I think we're going to turn around and hit up these back rooms. Not these back ones, but, you know, not the back rooms. Not the new movie coming out. But we're going to hit up these guys down here for maybe some steps and some gems. Maybe we can get ourselves a parlor or something like that. Let's see what we have in here. Oh, a furnace. Great. Oh. Oh no. This is why we don't like the dark room. Okay, let's see what we got going on through here. Closed exhibit might be cool, because once again we can play around with that, so let's do that. We'll do the archived, whatever that's going to turn out being. Okay. We do miss out on... Oh, no, we still have the archives. Let's head through here. The gym kind of sucks, so let's do the archived. Now I'm wishing I did the archive thing for the experiment. We'll take our car keys. Alright. Do we want to try and get to the backside? Yeah, might as well. Getting a little low on steps, but that's okay. We don't have a security card. Oh, I guess we'll do the archived. Okay, and that should, yeah, still have us have space to do that. 50% off. And dead-end rooms. Okay, cool. Okay, so Ralphine, you're saying we have 10 seconds after we lower the barrier or after we reveal the tripwire? And is it 10 seconds to run into there? We're gonna run for it. Okay. Let's sprint. Okay. Let's grab these lockpicks. Let's see here. I don't want to waste too many steps, but screw it. Let's go back. Let's try again. Let's see what we can do. Let's see here. Oh, I think because we have 10 seconds to reset the alarm. Okay, okay, okay. There we go. If there is not a red room among the first 3 floor plans you drew while drafting, you may redraw floor plans. Oh, okay. So it makes it more common for red rooms. I guess that's useful. It would have been useful if we were still shooting for the weight room, although I'm sure there's a purpose to it. But hey, we got the paper crown, so I'll take it. We don't have the gems for that. Let's do an archive floor plan. Okay, not what I wanted. But there is apple and a gem in here. I'm still quite jazzed about the fact that we now have basically all options for the antechamber. Ooh. Don't want it to be a dead end. We can go through the gift shop if we need to, so let's just do archived. Dead end, but at least we get a redraw and a key. We are dangerously low on steps, though. So here's hoping for, you know, like a kitchen or perhaps a dining hall. let's redraw. Ooh. No, we don't necessarily... Let's do archived. Hall of Mirrors is a rough pull in this instance. Oh, look at all those oranges. What a tease. Alright, we'll head north. At this point, I'm kind of hoping for a coat check. Mail room would also be great. We could still head north to the aquarium. Let's do mail room to make sure the next day is set up. But I said, what was I saying? I was hoping for a coat check, because I would like to put away the, what do you call it? The super sledge. I would like to stow that away for later, because that would be nice to, you know, not have to build every time. Okay, let's use a silver key. Break room we're gonna do, just because I can end it in there. We're gonna solve it, because I want to feel good about myself now. Alright, so we have 19. 21 divided by, that's 3. Alright, we have 20, 21, 25, so 52. This should be 5. Alright, we have 10. Times 10 is 100. Divided by 10 is 10. No, not my divided by it, so it's 90, so it's 0, so it's 9. Okay. Yay, 2 keys I do not need. But it feels good to solve that. Alright, coat check. No, but a clock tower I will take, because I do want to see if we can't break the walls in the clock tower. Or at least do something with the sledgehammer in the clock tower. Okay. Well, already it's looking not good. Drat. Okay. Another treasure map, which leads to treasure, not the key that we're looking for. We have fragments of the puzzle that we need. We have the little swan. Well, drat. I was hoping... We're gonna check downstairs real fast again, too, because... No. Okay, cool. What about here? No. Can't smack that. Okay, what about down here? Can we smack anything with the hammer? No. Oh, actually, maybe I'm dumb. Are we waiting for a certain time of day? Question is that... I assume this is, like, as you walk in, so that's maybe... What's that, 1:30? Right? That's maybe 1:30. What time is it now? Maybe, once again, I'm overthinking things. Usually the solution is in the room. It is definitely not 1:30. Oh, well, that's 1:30. Oh, these are just different time zones, maybe? Well, actually, it's just past 1:30. That one doesn't seem to be moving, huh? Everything else is chilling. That one's not touching. So maybe 1:30 is what we want. I can't interact with that. It doesn't seem like I can, at least. So how would I be able to... So maybe something happens at the clock tower at 1:30? gonna call it in the break room because I actually remember for once to make sure I have the key for next time. And I think we'll call it there. We did. Like I said, I'm still stumped by the clock tower. I'm very satisfied with your guys' help. I'm not gonna say I figured it out, but that we figured out the break room thing because that new element to the math puzzle was frustrating me. Because I usually like solving math. I like math, and so the fact that I couldn't wrap my head around it was throwing me off. The clock tower, maybe it's something about 1:30. We might be able to figure it out. I'm very intrigued by it because we know there's a key there. I'm gonna have to review the riddle again to try to jumpstart the mind on where the other keys might be. We already found the one in the reservoir. We know there's one in the clock tower. I'm gonna have to reread the riddle to find out where the other ones are. There being a lever in the weight room is huge, because that means we can open all the antechamber doors without having to waste the broken lever, because that's awesome for some of the things we can craft. So that's pretty big. I like that. And same shtick, man. Like, there's so much that I still feel like I'm walking right past or missing. Like I was saying with the music puzzle and the chiseled letters, I haven't even given that one much thought because I've been sidetracked. So that's something else we can dig into. But I think we're going to call it there for the stream. We're not going to do another day. I think we'll hold it off at 58. 3 good days, I think. The middle one was kind of rough, but I feel like the first and this one were pretty solid. We got ourselves the paper crown. However, it lets us pull red rooms. Once again, I feel like there's a greater purpose to pulling a lot of red rooms aside from them just being detrimental, but there's multiple ways to do it, so it's gotta help unlock or accomplish something. Nonetheless, I think we'll have a good set for next run and a good couple of things to accomplish. I will review some of the notes and stuff I've taken and maybe get another little list of things I want to do. I really appreciate you guys stopping by, especially being so consistent each week too. So it was fun to have everyone here and running through another couple days. Like I said, it's been crazy. We're already on day 58. We got to room 46 on day 17, and so every day since we've just been getting deeper and deeper, and this game just keeps going. So I do think I'll definitely still be playing it, and definitely be my Monday routine because it's keeping my mind kind of fresh, honestly. I might be streaming Subnautica later this week. Probably, if I do, maybe a Friday evening, I'm thinking. Or I might jump in on Wednesday too. It's more of a when I'm feeling it type of thing. It's just kind of something fun, another exploration-based game, just a lot less puzzles, a lot more dangerous things. Nonetheless, you guys, I appreciate you guys a lot. Have a wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you might be. And have a wonderful rest of your week. This is a good start to my week. I hope it's a good start for yours. Nonetheless, goodbye.